that good? Mike, I feel like the mic's not reaching where I want it to be, but, you know, we're going to do it. What's up, chat? How we doing? Happy Friday. March 19th. Dude, it's already the 19th? Holy, this month just, like, went. That means less than 2 weeks from MLB opening day. You love to see that. No Bane voice, right, chat? You sound good? Bam, 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 bam. What's up, chat? Dez, Hustle, Marvski, Hustle Westbrook in the chat. What up, Encore? What up, Adam? What up, Dante? What up, Darren? Solid picks. Give me some Rasta Jamaican music. And man, you find me a royalty-free Rasta music, I'll put it on there just for you. What up, Mundos? Gunner's about to put on the theme song. What's up, Lorenza? Man, how we doing? A couple of you guys got those TS packs from TopShot. Got me one. I haven't opened it yet. Was thinking maybe I'll open it with you guys. I don't know. Good luck. I'm trying to get a LeBron. What's up, Tone? How we do last night? You guys do alright? Guys, what the freak happened, man? T-Wolves and Jazz, what's going on? Like, the one day Raj makes two really, really dumb takes that come through and win tournaments. Like, oh my god. So I guess we'll let him have his moment, chat. Here we go. Brace yourself. Yo. Hello, how are you?
Just dropped a new song. We're done. Available on all platforms. Check it out, chat. Spotify, YouTube. We're done. Check it out. Roll your windows down. Sing it loud and proud.
I would play it at the end of the show, but you know, last time I got copyright smacked. Lost out on my $2 ad revenue.
There you go. I don't know how to make this channel an exemption.
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta go to like CD Baby or be like, yo, this channel's okay to use it.
Last night, Russell Westbrook 82.25 DKP.
Wait, who was on that game? It's gonna be closer. Washington would score. I should have taken that bet. God damn it! I don't know why I didn't. I missed it out. It's just so stupid. Yeah, I mean, let him know, chat. Who called that game to a T? What I literally said, what 130 to 127, something like that. I feel like I was really close.
Yeah, when I looked up, I was like, no effing way. But the homie bro, Russell Westbrook, is the most disrespected player in the NBA.
100%.
He's so good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Karl-Anthony Towns with a 69.5 fantasy point game. He was the number 2 scoring player on the slate. 41 real points, 10 boards, 8 assists.
I just want to say another call was, what about the Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns stack against Phoenix? Yep, that was another one.
2 players combining for over 40 points each is so crazy, so nuts, but they did it.
Gets that defense too.
I mean, it's like the crazy thing is like every time a T-Wolves game is on the slate, what do I say? One of these days, Anthony Edwards is gonna hit these shots. He really 15 for 31.
Yeah,
31 shot attempts.
Yeah, I mean, people were gonna go right back to him, and I mean, the usage is there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly. LeBron James with 60.5 fantasy points. Donovan Mitchell with a 60 bomb. Bradley Beal 53. Joe Ingles, the free 50, man. On Fanduel, if you didn't play Joe Ingles, what are you doing?
Donovan Mitchell with a 60 bomb after like the first quarter of 5? Like something really low. We all thought he was dead.
Yeah. And then Devin Booker had 50, and I ended up really pushing some Devin Booker into my life, but Anthony Edwards existed for a couple $100 cheaper. Other than that, maybe I guess Damian Lillard kind of underwhelmed. So we're getting a weird world tonight where the T-Wolves are at the Suns again, right? And then I guess Lillard's on the slate. Do people Do people chase the T-Wolves and then like the ownership flips on like Lillard? I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah, no, I feel like Phoenix definitely adjusts their defense for Anthony Edwards. Does he shoot 15 for 31 again? I mean, it's still
31
obviously still
times.
viable.
And the other, like, there's several like underlying factors that you could put. Like, they have a new coach. You know, this is maybe part of.
I mean, yeah, don't be wrong. I expect Anthony Edwards to take 20 to 25 shots every game. Like him and Cat are going to have a combined usage of close to 60%.
Yeah, maybe we'll see how it works. There's a couple outs. We know that the Warriors are going to be without Curry. It looks like no Oubre. It could be Andrew Wiggins night.
Of course.
Lots of interesting takes and stuff. Raj, did you get yourself one of those there $229 pack of gifts?
Negative. I think I got a number like 130,000.
Bro, I set an alarm. Me and Danielle got up out of bed. She plays TopShot too. We both got a pack, dude. What are the freaking odds?
It's just rigged. What'd you pull?
So I didn't open mine yet.
Okay.
She opened hers and she got like Domantas Sabonis. And I was thinking, you know, I could open mine on the stream.
Okay.
But when? Do I open it now? Do I open it later? I don't know. Do if the people want to open it with me, do we do like a like challenge? And you know, if we get 50,
hit a certain amount of likes.
I don't know.
A certain amount of likes. Yep.
I don't know, Chad. Yeah, let me get your thoughts. We only got 30 now, so like we could say we open now while we wait for more viewers. I don't know. I don't know how to spin this.
Stay open at 100 likes.
100, we're not getting 100. We might not get 100 views.
It's like that.
It is like that. What up, Jim? What's up, Gun? Hope you're fine. I'm playing some turbo games on DraftKings. What teams and players to break the slate? I'm thinking Brooklyn and Golden State. Yeah, Adam says do it now. Chat, let me chat. Spam the chat if you want it to be done now. And then also, I don't think we open every single card like individually. We hit to open all. I don't know. You guys tell me. Right now. There's a lot of votes for now. Should we open it now? Should we? Hit the thumbs up if you want it to be now. But also tell me in chat. And if you want it to be now, do it now and you get a Curry. Ooh, it looks like the LeBron James one would be the lucrative one. Will TopShot load? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. I'm trying to load TopShot, chat. It is on the never-ending loop. So, if it loaded. Do it. Lots of do it. Had 180K people do it in front of me. All right, chat. All right, we'll do it now. Raj, what LeBron James team member from the All-Star game do I get?
A former team member.
We trying to get LeBron James serial number 1. No. Like All-Star team.
Oh, okay. That's the best card in the pack.
According to these projections. All right, we're gonna open them up. Chat. Here's the real question, chat. Do I go one by one? We go one by one here, or do we just open them all? All right, as cool as the music is, I think we stopped the music. Do we stop the music? I don't know. Now we thoughts on Utah and Toronto game. So the Utah and Toronto total is nuts, and that really just kind of makes me think go Bears for sure out. But the total on that game is nutty.
And like Toronto has like low key been like I want to say a bottom 10 or top 5 defense to target. Like just because I mean they just give up a ton of points, they'll keep the game competitive.
One by one and save the All-Star for last. How do I know which one's the All-Star?
I don't know. Yeah, don't know. I think
start with the fourth one. We're just gonna play this like deal or no deal.
Okay.
Start with the fourth one. All right, Andrew, we'll get the fourth one open.
But if you get a LeBron issue number 1, I'm expecting like 2K just to be nice.
It's a Pascal Siakam in your honor, Rod.
Pascal Siakam. Imagine.
No, it is. It's a Pascal Siakam.
Oh, I think the video I'm watching you is it's 5 seconds behind or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, let's do this one. It's blue. Oh, I don't see the blue one. Which one is blue? I got a Bogdanovich. Which one's? Oh, the last one's blue. Okay, so we can go in order then.
Okay.
Another comment here. Chris Boucher. I got the Raptors.
Okay.
Raptors.
They know a Canadian not stream.
We got a Bam Adebayo. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, a 3-pointer comment. Devin Booker. Let's go. The Book Show playing tonight. And then we got a DeLon Wright. Yo, I got like all Raptors, ex-Raptors.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All right, now we'll put the volume back on. We'll open the big boy one. Team Durant. What? Zion! One! Well, no, wait. No, it doesn't. Oh, I thought it said one. No, I thought it was one. I saw the goal number 1. I was like, what? I thought I was supposed to get Team LeBron, guys. I'll take a Zion, right? It's Bro, my heart stopped when he wears number 1, right? And then it like gold lettered 1. I was like, what?
Bro, I say yeah. I mean, a Zion 1 could, like, it could compare with the LeBron 1.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not one. My heart absolutely stopped right there when I saw the gold number 1, dude.
Like, boom.
What is that going for?
What number is it?
It's like thousands, but Zion, I think, was one of the top 3 projected price ones from this.
I want to say he's probably number 2 next to LeBron, I'd assume.
Bro, literally my heart's beating because I thought it was serial number 1, bro. But F this show, I'm out. I'm kidding. No. Let's go Marketplace on that one. Let's see if has the Marketplace opened back up since that, because it may not even be on the. I thought it was supposed to be all LeBron. I'm tripping.
I'm pretty. It has to be a couple thousand.
No,
5.
No, it's probably a couple hundred.
Bro, Zion's first
All-Star game. I think it will be. Eventually, but if so Zion right now yields. Oh snap! It's 2,000.
Yeah.
What the free? Oh, that was a big one then.
No profit right there. So I mean, you take all the cards. What you're looking at? What 20? Let's just round up to $2,400, $2,300 worth of cards, maybe.
Yeah. First All-Star game, you sit on that one. Yeah. Maybe it goes up.
Bro, yeah.
Not bad for $250.
Right? 10x return. Can't.
Sabonis is $650. All right, chat. Oh, I appreciate that. My heart's coming back to normal because, bro, when I saw the gold number 1 pop up, I was like, what? Dude, that would have been
that
nuts.
1, we might have added a couple extra zeros after that, too. 100K?
Yeah. 2K, we'll take it. All right, chat, that was cool. So, I guess now we have to talk about DFS, the way we make money elsewhere. Lots of fun games tonight. We do have a 30-minute late lock. And a lot of games and some news to watch. So let's go pull up the news to watch as of 3 p.m. tweet that Fantasy Labs puts out at 3, about 50 minutes ago. John Wall, questionable. Rudy Gobert, questionable. Steph Curry, doubtful. Kelly Oubre, doubtful. Terrence Ross, questionable. MC Dub, questionable. And Evan Fournier is probable. PJ Tucker is available to make his Bucks debut today. And Kyrie Irving's available to play. So kind of a slow news day other than that. We did get DeMar DeRozan active. And we saw some line movement in that game. So the Spurs came in as dogs, I think. And then once DeRozan got active, they ended up being a couple-point favorites. So that's the news we have so far. We're going to dive into the slate here. Congrats, homie. Did the missus pull anything dope from her pack? She got the Sabonis one. So I think the Sabonis might be like one of the worst ones to get. I don't know. I think Mike Conley's the worst one. And then like Sabonis is bottom 5. With Sabonis gets disrespected. That man's a beast. Yeah. All right, let's get let me get my second screen open. Bam. Sacramento Kings at the Boston Celtics. First game on the docket. Project starting 5 for the Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and Rashawn Holmes listening to TikTok up against Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Semi Ojeleye, and Daniel Tice. A 232 total, a 7-point spread in favor of the Boston Celtics. We got a couple really high totals on teams that we normally don't get really high totals on. Celtics being one of them. Sizable favorite here. The reason their total is so high is because the Sacramento Kings defense is so bad. The worst in the NBA, giving up the most points per game. So lots of first-time sweepage for me to look at this Celtics team and be like, all right, I probably want to play some. I think Kemba Walker is the first name that kind of sticks out. 6,400 on FanDuel, 6,700 on DK. Definitely a 40-plus fantasy point potential spot. I do worry about the Kings' propensity to keep this game competitive long enough, strong enough to give the Celtics deep minutes, 7-point spread. Kind of wishy-washy on that. But if it did not stay competitive, and even if it did, Robert Williams, this is definitely one of those spots where he could drop 50 fantasy points. Tristan Thompson going to continue to be out with the protocols, and that's 2 games in a row now that TT's missed, at least 2, right? This will be the 3rd. So Robert Williams has an opportunity to be the next man up in terms of the first big off the bench. And he saw 27 minutes against Cleveland, 22 minutes against Utah, and his points per minute has just been so dumb nasty, like 2x, gets ridiculous stocks. And I definitely think he could be one of those 8 to 10x ceiling types in this matchup, all things considered, against the Sacramento Kings. So I do like looking at him. I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are going to be uncomfortable decisions because obviously in this matchup, they could be 50 bombs themselves, but you feel like not all 3 of them get there, even though we've seen full team stacks rewarded against the Kings. On the Kings side, usually a team I do target because of their high volume of minutes for their starters. They're gonna be without Marvin Bagley yet again, but Tyrese Halliburton looks like he's gonna be pushing 32 plus minutes. He was on a low cap last game of like 32, but that's not really a cap. De'Aaron Fox, 9291. It's going to be hard to click that name on a slate this big. And Harrison Barnes, Rashawn Holmes. I mean, Rashawn Holmes hitting that 7K price range now. I'm probably good on that one. I think I might have a slate where I'm just not on the Kings. I can't remember the last time I wasn't on the Kings. So here we are. I think Kemba Walker has the opportunity to be a tier 2 for me. And then what do we do with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum in elite matchups? But you do feel like put them all together, there's not a wide range of outcomes that they coincidentally, you know? What are you doing with this game, bro?
I mean, so I think the popular player, I think Robert Williams is going to get some ownership today. He's been a point per minute monster. But it could also be a Daniel Dice game who, had a big game, then a bit of a down game. You go right back to him. So I think you're playing kind of a roulette situation with those two. Either one of those guys could have a big game here. I'll probably have a little bit of Tatum. I think if you get to him, if you're playing probably 50-plus lineups, you can get to some Tatum. Obviously, it's the Kings. You can target him. He can be a 50 bomb at 8,900. Don't hate that. Kemba Walker, I mean, at his price, 6,700 against the Kings, we've seen him drop some 40-plus games. At that price, if you get close to a 50, I don't hate it, so I'm not going to fade Kemba Walker. I think Jaylen Brown's the guy I'd have least of at AK with everyone healthy. It's tough, but he has back-to-back 50, 47. So, I mean, it's a great spot for him, too. So I think fading Boston probably is the best thing against the Kings, so I don't want to overlook them. And I think Rashawn Holmes, right back to him. Bagley's out, should see a ton of minutes. He kind of let the world down yesterday when he only got there, 6,700, dropped 30. This could be a spot where he goes for 40-plus, maybe 50 at 7,100. So give me Rashawn Holmes from the Kings and give me all the Celtics. It's the Kings.
It is the Kings. Do you how many Celtics could you comfortably have in one lineup, and who are they? Like in the same lineup. Like I just feel like I don't want that much Brown Tatum overlap. Not that it can't happen. I don't want that much.
I don't want a lot. I mean, for my highest, so Robert Williams and Kemba Walker at their price tags, they just have that 40-point plus upside, which is great. Jaylen Brown, the way he's been playing, it's a 50. I wouldn't have Jaylen Brown and Tatum together, but I would probably have one of these guys with the Kemba or Robert Williams.
I'm with that. All right, let's move on to the next game. San Antonio Spurs at the Cleveland Cavaliers. Project starting 5 for the Spurs: Dejounte Murray, Derek White, DeMar DeRozan, Keldon Johnson, Jakob Poeltl. Am I not Poeltl enough for the Poeltl Club? Take on Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, Isaac Okoro with the TikToks. Larry Nance.
That's my bad.
Jared Allen, 212.5 is our total 5-point spread. in favor of the visiting San Antonio Spurs. One of the lowest scoring projected game totals on the slate. I probably am not going to look too far at this Cavs side. I think Larry Nance is still cheap enough that I can maybe gamble on a 30 fantasy point game, and Jared Allen's the least intriguing. But Jakob Poeltl, known for his defense, I do think Jakob Poeltl could also be one of those 30 fantasy point guys. And then a little bit of narrative on DeMar DeRozan. He's missed a stretch of game. He's coming off losing his father. Maybe just play some inspired basketball going forward. But overall, the game pace should be down. This should be one of the slowest pace games on the slate, one of the lowest scoring games on the slate. So a slate this big, I'm probably not going to be too invested in this one. And other than maybe a stab at a DeRozan or a Poeltl, I really don't know that I have anything from this game. From where I'm sitting right now. Raj, do you have any hot take about this one?
I mean, for this game, I'm looking at, I think it was Larry Nance, not a tier 1 guy, 5,200 on DK.
Not a tier 1, but he would be a guy that I wouldn't push back on and being in the pool. But I think 30 fantasy points definitely there.
Definitely there. I mean, I think he might be a tier 1 for me. He's playing 38, 37 minutes past 2 games. Probably going to have a ton of him. Probably my most owned guy from this game. San Antonio side with DeRozan back. I don't think I get to really any San Antonio guys here.
Yeah. But what I was thinking? On TopShot, serial number 1 and jersey number are both important serials to have. Zion's a cheat code if you get his the one. That's, oh my god, that's broken. Houston Rockets hosting the Detroit Pistons. Next game on the docket, project starting 5 for the Pistons. DeLon Wright, Frank Jackson drew the start last game. Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, Mason Plumlee taking on maybe John Wall. He's questionable. Victor Oladipo, Daniel House, Jayshawn Tate, Christian Wood. Rockets looking like a little bit healthier. They're still going to be without Eric Gordon for a while. And in this game, they could be without John Wall. We're keeping an eye on that. If Wall is down, Kevin Porter Jr.'s reached a $7K price point where you can still think about it because we've seen him hit at this price point, and maybe that 27-minute projection I got him now goes to a 35. But it's a less lock-like click for me. I could see myself being out on the Rockets with Christian Wood back in the mix. Even if he's not playing extended minutes, there's enough usage there to kind of just start pulling away from each other. So I feel like an AK Depot, an AK Wall, an AK Wood, and a 7K Kevin Porter with a 214 total. I just don't feel comfortable saying that one of these pre-flop, one of these guys for me is going to hit every box where I get 40, 50 fantasy point ROI, and I'm just going to go here instead of one of these other 10 games. So I don't think I'm going to have any Rockets here unless some news really starts whittling down. If a Wall, Depot are out or something like that. On the Pistons side, this is a team that's kind of putting together some surprise tournament scores. Seems like every night this season, somebody, and not even from a random perspective, but somebody, like a Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, Mason Plumlee with a pair of trip dubs. DeLon Wright is still really, really cheap on both sites. Caveat here being Dennis Smith Jr., probably going to be able to go, but what does that mean, right? Does that take away minutes? I don't think so. So I do think the Pistons are all individually interesting in tournaments. They're kind of one of those teams that I don't know if I want to get to 3 or 4, but I say that and then I look up and DeLon Wright's got 30, Sadiq Bey's got 50, Plumlee's got 30. They're still a somewhat stackable team at their price point, and the Rockets, I expect the Rockets, if they're healthy, if they have Wall, Depot, Christian Wood, I expect them to have a better defense than what we've seen over the course of the last month. But I also just wonder, where's the psyche of this team? Because you don't lose 16, 17 games in a row and, show up to work the same way a team fighting for a playoff spot is. So, that worries me, but we'll keep an eye on that. Low total. What names interest you the most in this one?
You hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm thinking on the Houston side, if John Wall plays, he does not play anyone on Houston.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay, yeah, so I mean, the Houston side, if he plays, I think Kevin Porter is just kind of priced a little too high for the usage if he plays. Um, I want to say tournaments if you want to get real ownership. I think Christian Wood at 8,500. I mean, this is a guy who's putting up consistent 40 plus 50 bombs when he was fully healthy. He saw 26 minutes last game. If he sees 32 minutes plus, it could be strong there. So I mean, don't hate it. Again, in deep field tournaments, Detroit side, I think you have Dennis Smith Jr. back here, so he's available. So I think maybe that takes away from like the Saban Lee Frank Jackson minutes. Not a key value guy for me with that one. I want to maybe get to some DeLon Wright if his minutes are secure, even with Dennis Smith back. If he plays 35 plus, I don't hate it. Houston's getting up a ton of points. You wouldn't?
No, I don't. I was saying, yeah, I'd play.
Okay, yeah. So DeLon Wright and Plumlee, again, the minutes aren't quite what I wanted, but he's just getting you 30 plus every game. I think one of these games can give you 40.
Sadiq Bay's 4,300 on FanDuel as well. I'm fine with that price. Raj, did you see my story this morning on the whole FanDuel suspension? I think I mentioned it to the stream yesterday. Chat. Yeah. It's a hilarious story. Like, and I guess I'll share it with you guys. Yesterday, you guys remember I came on the air and my account got locked. It got suspended on FanDuel, and I was just like, "What? like I didn't do anything wrong. I've been playing on that site for God knows how long." So I messaged them. I reached out. I was like, "Can somebody advise me what's going on?" They gave me this form. They're like, "Upload your license, upload your ID, whatever." I was like, "Okay, sure." Again, why not? Anyway, they get back to me today, and here's the screenshot. They said, "Thank you for completing the verification process. Upon review, it appears that identification for Anthony Gundaker was provided. However, your W-9 is currently listed under unaffected by COVID-19. Could you explain the discrepancy?" I just woke up and I read this. I was like, "What?" So in my mind, I was like, "Did I get banned because I was unaffected by COVID-19?" And I read it over and over and over, and I was like, "What does this even mean?" So I was like, "Could you explain?" Somehow the other day I did a withdrawal. Somehow, I don't know how this happened, but like when updated my W-9 information, somehow my name was listed first, middle, last as unaffected by COVID-19. I don't know how this happened, but my goodness, was I really thinking for a hot second that I was like, I got banned for not having COVID. What the freak just happened? So yeah, I'm back on FanDuel tonight. So we back on that bull. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know if anyone's had anything like that. I'm assuming maybe there was like an autofill or something that happened, because I don't even use the word unaffected, and if I do, I probably spell it wrong with like an E instead of an A. So, yeah, awkward story. What up, B fam? How we doing? What's up, Josh? Doing all right? You got a LeBron, Alex? Let's go. Really? Let's go. I got a Zion earlier. I don't know if you were here for that. But like you said, Zion. Oh, okay. You like, okay, Alex. Okay, Alex. What's up, David? Doing all right? Yeah, man. Yeah, my mind is just like, yeah. No wonder I was winning on FanDuel recently. You weren't playing. I only missed yesterday. I'll be back tonight, hopefully. Right? I don't know if there's still tickets up. Unaffected by COVID. Yep, that's my new nickname. Indiana Pacers at the Miami Heat. Next game on the docket. Projects 35 for the Pacers. Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, Justin Holiday, Domantas Sabonis, and Miles Turner taking on Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy G. Buckets, Bam Adebayo, Kelly Olynyk, a 215.5 total, 4-point spread. Man, is it lazy to look at this slate and just say, I want the 230 games, and any slate or any game that's 215 or less, because there are a few of those, just exit out. On the Pacers side, Karis LeVert is still a clickable name at 5'6", for me on FanDuel, but he hasn't blown this out the water. And you start thinking back to his Brooklyn days and what Brooklyn was for him to be a great fantasy player, and what the Pacers were. So the great Karis LeVert fantasy games where with everyone out and that team's already a bad defense, fast-paced type of style, and the Pacers are really more of a neutral, spread-out team with Sabonis, with Brogdon, and not the necessarily the need for LeVert to play superstar levels, and then also, he's only a couple games back from a long stretch with that surgery. So I do wonder if 5,600 on FanDuel is going to be enough to keep the field away. But at the same time, 700 less, like the $9.99 versus $10. If he's 4,900, he's probably still obscene chalk. So I'm wondering where his ownership's going to lie at 5,600. And then at DraftKings, about 7K again. The mid-30s really ain't going to do much for you on a slate this size. And really, 30 at 5,600 may not do a whole lot. So, Chad, I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about Caris LeVert based on whatever site you're playing on. Domantas Sabonis, 9.3, 9.5. It's definitely a scrappy matchup. If we have everyone that's listed, like Adebayo versus Sabonis, Jimmy Butler in the mix, I think Butler kind of is my favorite play from the game, at least from a DraftKings perspective. He just keeps getting it done. A lot of people have believe that he's entered the chat for the MVP conversation, and during this stretch where Embiid's down, I definitely think I could see the argument. Butler's kind of like the guy I'm looking at on DraftKings. On FanDuel, you get to Butler. But other than, I don't even know if Sabonis is, front end for me. Are you doing anything with these Pacers, Raj? And overall thoughts on this game, considering how big the slate is, how we got several other 220, 230 totals?
I mean, this game looks like it's a write-off. Big game on a Friday night. At this game, nobody I'm really trying to target here. You mentioned Sabonis kind of broke the slate last time. Miami's a bit tougher of a matchup. I don't know if he's going to put up a 60 bomb again. I think I'm comfortable just fading this game.
Jimmy Butler, 9,500 on DraftKings. Just, keeps getting it, keeps destroying, right?
Jimmy, I mean, at this slate, I feel like it's a tough. He does just keep destroying. He just keeps smashing every game. But with Bam back, he could be a 50 mile. You're going to need more than that at this big of a slate. I just think the other guys at cheaper prices could give you similar upside.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Dad says comfortable fading this game too. Yeah, I don't think that's a crazy take. Just curious. And what about $5,600 Caris LeVert? If LeVert was 56 on DraftKings, what's your stance?
LeVert 56 on DraftKings. I think I like. Do I like Larry Nance better? I think I like Larry Nance better, but 5,600 on FanDuel, I think he's a player. DraftKings 6,900. Tough price tag to get to.
Yeah. All right. Move on to the next game. Orlando Magic hosting the aforementioned Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn projects starting five: James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Joe Harris, Jeff Green, DeAndre Jordan taking on MCW, and Fournier, Aaron Gordon, Al Farouk Aminu, and Nikola Vucevic. I have seen Aaron Gordon's name listed in a lot of trade rumors today and yesterday. And that makes me wonder if we should expect less minutes from Aaron Gordon going forward until trade deadline hits. So I'm kind of being cognitive of that. With that said, if I didn't see any tweets involving Aaron Gordon, which by the way, I was doing some what's a cool team for Aaron Gordon to get traded to, and one of the when you think about suitors for Gordon, a young team. Could you imagine the T-Wolves with Rubio, the veteran point guard, D'Angelo Russell, middling shooting guard, Anthony Edwards at the small forward, Aaron Gordon at the 4, and Cat at the 5? I feel like that would be a fun fantasy team. Maybe a bad defense, but a fun fantasy team. And that's kind of the fit that I had in my mind was Gordon, maybe a T-Wolf. But if we take out skepticism on minutes, definitely think the Brooklyn Nets is going to offer one of those. You got to play it. You got to score opportunities and matchups. So pure scores like a Fournier, like a Gordon kind of come to mind. Vucevic is under 10K on both sides, and I remember last slate where people kind of slept on Sabonis. This is a guy that's going to be the driver. So if Vucevic has a 50, 60 fantasy point game, it's not surprising. I would say that maybe we don't get too overly invested mentally in Fournier because he is questionable. So is Terrence Ross. But if they both played, I think this game has a stronger chance to at least hit this hit the spread. Right now it's at 10.5. Orlando injury news and notes. Evan Fournier is listed as probable with the groin injury, so Fournier is good to go. And then Terrence Ross is sore knee questionable. So if Ross is down, Fournier would probably be one of the leaders in shot attempts, and I could see 30-plus fantasy points being there for him. So there's a couple of contrarian ways to think about this game. On the Nets side, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, it's another one of those opportunities to put them together for 100-plus fantasy points and 10-game slate value your way to justify that handcuff. But I guess chat, I want to hear your thoughts, and Raj, the Magic, if they have at least Fournier, Gordon, Vooch, do they keep this game within 20 long enough, strong enough to get the full minutes there for Harden? I got 38 minutes on Harden, 35 on Kyrie. What are you doing with this one?
Again, I mean, not a game I love on the Brooklyn side. I get James Harden could be the highest scorer on any slate, but do I really want to play 11K for him? I think I might like Jokic in a better spot. So not in love with it, but I think you can keep him in the pool. Kyrie Irving, 9K stud, could be a 50 bomb. Again, not running to it. But on Orlando side, I think that's the intriguing one. So if Ross is out, and if Michael Carter Williams is out, I think I love Evan Fournier. Usage is going to be there. Great game yesterday. Took 20-plus shots, shot 9 for 21. So I think at 6'2", he can get you 35-plus, close to a 40 in this Brooklyn spot. Bit of a better spot than the last game, so I like that. Vooch is intriguing. I don't think a lot of people will play him with Aaron Gordon back. Obviously, his usage is down, and with Fournier. But again, it's kind of those big three. Fournier, Aaron Gordon, and Vooch are going to do it all against the Brooklyn team. So if Brooklyn's still going to give up, if Orlando scores 120 points, I could see Vooch getting you 30 points, 15 rebounds, blocks, and assists, and could break the slate and give you 60-plus.
I'm so worried about Gordon's minutes, but I think Fournier and Vucevic are probably two guys that are going to be starting off at a tier 3 for me. And Gordon's still cheap enough that 25 minutes might get him to that 30-point threshold. So I'm a buyer. MCW is dealing with an illness. Same thing that kept him out that last game where Chase and Randall got that full workload and, again, did nothing. Chat, what are you doing with this one? I definitely want to see the field confidence levels or lack thereof on the Magic. Harden is just kind of getting to that point where I got to have him. I got to have exposure to him no matter what, like 25% bare bones min exposure, and then up and down depending on the matchup or depending who's in and out. Because even in like his average games, he's like Giannis. He's just out there giving me a strong shot at 60. I think it'd be interesting Ross if he's in, says Dez. All right. What up, Crispy? Got that second vaccine shot. Looking at Harden with the Vooch run back. I love that correlation there. Usually it's hard to run back 10, 11K guys at each other. But the bigger the slate like tonight, the more value. And the easier it is to at least go studs and scrub on DraftKings. On Fanduel, usually I get a 3-stud minimum. The other night we had Westbrook, Harden, Giannis, and Jokic on the slate. And we had so much value that night that I set a rule in my player grouping to have a minimum 3 of those 4. and it worked out great. That was the night where Giannis had like single digits at half, but somehow got to 50 with the overtime. We're still not the best play because of all the other guys, but just having that floor from those 3. So Fanduel's pretty lenient with what you can get away with. But usually on DraftKings, you can't go wild with double 10K studs, but tonight you might be able to. So I don't dislike that at all. Let's move on to the next game here. Utah Jazz at the Toronto Raptors. Projects 35 for the Jazz. Night 2 of a back-to-back after getting stunned potentially by the Washington Wizards. I don't think anyone could have seen that one coming, Raj. Anyone at all? Nobody. Raj doesn't pay attention. I could tell.
Occasionally.
Oh, see? I just literally set you up. Like I feel like when I talk, you're just scrolling TikTok on mute.
No.
And then
This one's actually look at NBA stuff.
you're gonna NBA stuff. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me reset that one up. Utah Jazz night 2 of a back-to-back after getting stunned by the Washington Wizards last night. I don't think anyone could have seen that coming. I mean, anybody.
Only a genius. Only the geniuses. Regular people, not so much. Only the real special ones.
Yeah. Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bojan Bogdanovic, Royce O'Neal, Rudy Gobert, maybe up against Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Norman Powell, OG Anunoby, and Pascal Siakam. The Raptors starting lineup could look funky. That's something I pulled from the last time Anunoby played. But we could also just see Siakam and Boucher. Boucher started over Baines last game, and then Baines started second half. It was a whole thing. Raptors really just haven't been full strength for a while to have a dead set lineup here. So keep an eye on that. I do want to pull up the Vegas tab here from Fantasy Labs. And then while we do that, I'm going to pull up the Utah Jazz injury news and notes because Rudy Gobert is questionable, and it's a pretty big one. And the reason why I think he could be closer to out is because this effing total is nuts. He's dealing with a left hip injury. He didn't speak to the media on Thursday night after the game versus the Wizards because he was getting treatment. So now we know why he didn't speak. If Gobert is unable to play through this contusion, Derek Favors would be the next man up for the Jazz and would be a strong streaming option. And if we go look at this game, what I'm interested in is seeing what the game total opened at and where it rose to. It opened at 229 and rose to 231. So not a massive movement. But that's such a high total for a Raptors Jazz game that I'm intrigued. But perhaps it's more of the Raptors' lack of defense lately, but maybe if Anunoby can be active and step that up a little bit, I don't know. Conley took the night off last night. Fresh legs for him. He's right down there at that Kemba Walker price where I probably just play Kemba Walker. Donovan Mitchell's fine. If Gobert did not play, Derek Favors is near min price on both sites.
Block it.
Yeah, I would definitely be a buyer in that. Even at full strength, the Raptors' front court defense has not been what it once was. The years of Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka, guys like that. So, yeah, Derek Favors would definitely be somebody I'd be interested in points per dollar to give me that cheap punt 6-7 8x return. So I don't mind that at all. Yo, Jose Holmes with the sub. Appreciate the sub, buddy. So let's start on the Jazz side. What do you do with this game though? It's a 231 total. I feel like we don't just brush this one off. We got to do some diving.
Big total. Mike Conley's back, so obviously I can bump down to Mitchell, but I think Mitchell's still in play. 8,700 high total, 30 real life points. Could still be a 50 bomb at 8,700. Don't hate it. Derek Favors probably comes the best value play of the day. Raptors have been giving it up to bigs. If Gobert doesn't play, a $3,200 center who's going to play 25 minutes, you're probably getting. Probably just lock that in as many lineups as you can. Jordan Clarkson's a tournament play after letting the world down yesterday, not finding his shot. In a high total, 6,400. This is a Jordan Clarkson bounce back spot. Raptors side, when everyone's healthy for the Raptors, I just tend not to play a lot of them. Everyone's priced like everyone's still like Norman Powell's still priced like everyone's out, even though he got there last game, 43 real life points against Detroit, with Siakam back, with VanVleet back. So I think it's an option, but not a comfortable click.
Yeah. Dude, Hollywood. I can't remember. I wish I could look at chat log. I feel like Hollywood was not a weirdo, but like I don't know what's in chat right now. It's weird. Dez or Solid Picks Gun. The Jazz Wizards was just a 250. Why are you surprised the Jazz can't be high? They're as good defensively as they once was. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. Maybe my brain is different. Wizards pace up. I also think the Wizards offense when they're hitting is a lot better. Russell Westbrook was unstoppable last night. But I would also say that if we looked at, maybe we'll take a second and look at this on-off court. Like maybe Mike Conley does make that defense go. So Utah Jazz this season, let's just do an on-off court tool. Let's put Conley on. Defensive rating 105.8. So for just an average bunch of 106s, 105s, let's take Conley off. See if that changes anything. defensive rating goes to 114. So Mike Conley is a difference of a 10-point swing on the defensive rating. So maybe Conley is man. Would you have thought that?
For what?
So I put Mike Conley on the court to look at team defensive rating. And the average was like 105, 106 points per 100 possessions. Pretty okay. I take Mike Conley off. That goes from 105 to like 115. So it's like a 10-point swing. And so maybe when we look back at last night and the Wizards doing what they did, Mike Conley was really unsung there. But and if you took Conley and Gobert off, I could only assume what the numbers would look like. So, yeah. Hello, Trade. Who would be Favor's backup gun? Probably Gorgeous Nang. Would be my guess. What's up, Johnny Thins? What's up, McCreasy? All right, so Conley 6,200. I think I might put him in like the tier 3 just to have a little stab at him. But yeah, if Gobert's out, I might take a little chunk of Nang. I guess I don't know if I would even run to that, but I think Derek Favors is the guy that I'm most inclined to play there. What do you do with the full strength Raptors at these prices?
I mean, a fade is not out of the question.
I'm fine with that too. I will say the Raptors were pretty close to full strength last game, and Norman Powell had 8,000 points, 0 assists. Was that likely to curtain call here? 7,800 on FanDuel, 75 on DK. I'm kind of like, I want to say full fade. The totals make me like, maybe I don't. But like even Chris Boucher 7K. Like I don't feel like I'm getting a fantastic deal anywhere. If Van Vliet's minutes are rising here, maybe he's at a little bit of a discount. But even then, just like if the whole team scored 40, like no one broke the slate, other than Anunoby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. Let's put some. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next game here. Memphis Grizzlies hosting Golden State Warriors. Project 35 for the Warriors. Nico Manion, Andrew Wiggins, Juan Toscano Anderson, Draymond Green, Kevin Looney taking on John Morant, Grayson Allen, Dylan Brooks, Kyle. The Andersons got tickets to the game. How'd they get tickets? Jonas Valanciunas, we got 220.5 total. 7.5 point spread in favor of the home team Memphis Grizzlies. Warriors limping into this game without Steph Curry and without Kelly Oubre, without Eric Pascal, without James Wiseman. And I think this is going to be a source of a lot of ownership tonight and a lot of potential value. Manion is a guy that we saw draw a start, I think, against the Suns. I want to say it was the Suns a couple weeks back. So he's almost min-priced on DraftKings, min-priced on FanDuel. Maybe Jordan Poole draws a start. I actually don't know. That's a good question, Des, because Manion did start against the. I'm pretty certain he started against the Suns a few weeks back, and Kerr was like he wanted to give the young guy a starter, right? Either way, I think Jordan Poole and Nico Manion are playable no matter who starts. I don't know that I'm like I feel like this is one of those.
Jordan Poole's the guy Manion not as comfortable with.
Right, Poole is at least a veteran, but I feel like this is the chalk value. I don't want to say trap, but this is the chalk value spot of the slate, and this is usually the either the what wins or the death sentence on the night, right? Like if the entire slate or if the field is going to be like Manion, Wiggins, Poole, Draymond. Like, if these are some of the highest owned players, which one of those guys is going to kill you? And I don't even know if the Manion's going to be that high on. I pulled this lineup from RotoWire, but I do remember Manion starting against the Suns, so I don't necessarily think it's crazy to suspect that. And I also feel like Draymond Green could just straight up be the point guard in this spot. So
that's what I think. Draymond Green is the point guard in the spot, and Poole's like a shooting guard. Wiggins is going to play off ball. I think Draymond is the point guard for sure.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do with this game? What are you doing?
So I mean, for looks, you want to lock in Wiggins, Draymond, and I think Poole. Only thing I worry about with Draymond is like a lot of his assists come with like Curry hitting those open threes. So do I expect Poole and Wiggins to hit open looks? Probably not. Do I expect them to see as many open looks without Curry? That's also a no. So I think that's a little problematic, but it is Memphis. I think you kind of just deal with the chalk and you play 60% Draymond, 60% Wiggins, probably 60% Poole.
I feel like this is where I want to get a little different. I don't want to full fade here, but I kind of want to just like isolate one of these guys and feel like they have the largest chance of screwing the field. Because I'm assuming that this, like, I feel like the Warriors are not going to run the pace that they run Suns, the Curry, and Oubre. Draymond Green kind of slow it down just a little bit, trying to make some plays happen. Andrew Wiggins, I want to say no to Wiggins, but he is probably too cheap to get too creative and argue that. I think it's really going to come down to, like, do we believe that one of these backup guards gets the ample run to be a slate breaker? Like they still have Brad Wanamaker in the mix as well. Ken Bazemore, a veteran guy off the bench. Like, they still have some guards here. Like, could this be a spot where, like, all the backup guards get 22 minutes and now, no one in particular just ends up smashing, and then maybe a couple of them are like 18 or less fantasy points and they destroy you in tournaments? Maybe. So I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing what I want to do with this game. I think really my exposures to the Warriors are going to be more so reactive to what ownership projections by the field are. I don't think I'm pushing back on Draymond. I think Draymond's just fine. I think this would definitely be worth pulling up an on-off court tool query. So let's go to the on-off court tool via Fantasy Labs. Go pull up the Golden State Warriors, and I guess we'll take off Steph. There's probably not much of no Oubre, no Steph sample size. So I don't know what kind of quality minutes we're going to get here. It looks like less than 400 already. And then if I try to isolate it even further and put Draymond on, we might get like 100 if we're lucky. We got 5. So this is definitely us creating game scripts and game flows. But without Oubre and Curry on the court, that's not even worth looking. Yeah, I guess we can't go off of that. We're going to have to go with Draymond as the point guard. And then Wiggins. So, would you put Wiggins and Draymond as tier 1 options for you? And then, would you kind of spray and pray the guards? Like, is Jordan Poole the lock of the century? Because my projections love Jordan Poole at 46-45. Like, I got 27 fantasy points on him. Like, if he ends up being 40% on the field on a Friday night, are you bullish? So you want to be over that? Just to have leverage on the field, if that is the play that you're liking?
Probably over that. It's Memphis Grizzlies. They're down 2 out of 3 of their leading scorers. I'm just rolling with it. I'm just going to take I don't believe in Manion, Wanamaker, those other guys to be scorers like Poole. So Wiggins and Draymond, comfortable. I don't like Poole. I guess Damian Lee. He's been a chucker too. I think I'm staying away from the point guards though, like Manion, Mulder, Wanamaker.
I feel like people are. I feel like Nico Mannion's role is larger than what people think it is, and I say that tongue in cheek, because every time I'm reading these articles in the morning about no Steph and whatever, and a lot of it's pointing at Nico Mannion to kind of like step up. I know LeBron kind of gave him that check the other night. And maybe that's a welcome to the league type of thing. But Manion started. It was the Lakers game that I'm thinking of. I don't know. I at least want to. So if we agreed on like 40% Poole or 50% Poole or 55-60 to leverage the field, maybe I hedge it with a little shot of Manion, like whoever's going to be lesser on, because Manion has a shot at being point per minute. And at 3,200, near bare bones min on DraftKings, that's a chip in a chair to get you 2 of those studs. The Harden, Kyrie handcuffs, the Jokic Hardens, guys like that. Even Damian Lillard, Lucas, love that. Run those 2 at each other, bunch of bulldogs, man. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't want no Nico. I don't want to just write him off either. Nico 77. Definitely fading this game if this is the chalk. It's awful chalk. It doesn't feel warm and fuzzy. I'll give it that. And that's just the way NBA DFS works, right? They can't miss value chalk. Kills you, and then you just leverage the field. And of course, that's not a every case scenario, but it's so common that we just see the chalk value just not be the chalk, or just not be the lock. So what about the Grizzlies side here? Let's run it back here. Grizzlies kind of full strength. Grayson Allen was reinserted to the starting lineup last game. When the Grizzlies are more healthy than unhealthy, it's just a lot of under 30-minute projections for me. John Morant's the only guy I got at over 30 minutes projected. Kyle Anderson's under 5K on FanDuel. He's kind of right there at the same price as Sadiq Bey, I think was 4,900. That's kind of an interesting 1v1. I think Sadiq Bey might actually be a stronger play for minutes, but not necessarily a stronger play for fantasy points. Are we full fading Grizzlies chat, Raj? Is this like no thank you? It's too big of a slate to get to.
Yeah, no thank you. Too big of a slate, not necessary. I mean, if Morant goes for 50, good for him. I mean, clearly it's viable.
Mm-hmm.
Jonas 7,500. Intriguing name, but just tough names to get to.
Let's move on to the next game here. The Chicago Bulls at the Denver Nuggets. Project starting five for the Bulls: Tomas Satoransky, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Larry Markkinen, and Thaddeus Young taking on Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Michael Porter Jr., Paul Millsap, and Nikola Jokic. 225 is our total. 7.5 point spread in favor of the home team, Denver Nuggets. Nuggets will be without Gary Harris and Monte Morris, so we might still get elevated minutes from Murray, Will Barton. Jokic is in really a super smash dream spot. We love bigs against the Bulls, but Jokic at home in a decent total slate, I'm a buyer in that. I think the question mark here is how competitive this game is for how long. I do think the Bulls with Tomas Satoransky and Thad Young in the starting lineup, they've been kind of surprising to a lot of people. So I don't want to write them off just yet, and it's not like they're off of back-to-back or whatever. So I think I'm gonna pull more names out of this game than I maybe would have guessed at first glance. I think Will Barton and Jokic are probably the two guys I'm leaning to the most just because of their price points. Will Barton's 5,600. You get 35 minutes. That's a chip at a chair against the Bulls to give you 40 plus. He does chuck threes. I think Michael Porter Jr. getting closer to 7K. I'm wanting closer to 40 fantasy points. It's a stronger decision. I mean, that's kind of right there at the Draymond Green price point where I just don't know that I click Porter over Draymond more often than I don't. And then I think Jokic is definitely a struggle. Like how much 11K Jokic on FanDuel, one of the highest price players, and 10.6K Jokic can I realistically get to in practice with the player pool and the value? I think with the value we can get to just about as much as you want, but you start balancing your Jokic exposure towards the other studs. Do you want Luka? Do you want Dame? Do you want Harden? What are you doing with these Nuggets? And then are we still in on 4,400 Tomas Satoransky? Like, is he a great pivot? Like, Jordan Poole is the same price-ish, right?
Yeah, I think he's acting a pretty elite pivot.
Yeah.
I think he's, there's going to be a pretty solid floor there. I think 22 might be his floor. Bit of a down game against San Antonio. Still played 34 minutes. 30-plus minutes, 4,400, upside of 30-plus. I like it. I think him and Jokic are the two best plays from the slate. Jokic, one of the best matchups on the slate, 10-6, dropped 77 on them last time. It's going to be a 70 spot for him. Don't hate it. Will Barton's been at 5,600. He's been a consistent 30-plus past few games, 35, 34, 43, 33 past 4 games. He can get you that again, so don't hate that at 5,600. I'm probably not going to get to Jamal Murray. I feel like Will Barton's kind of good games take away a little bit from Murray, kind of caps his upside. Probably don't get to him at 7,400, but give me Will Barton, Jokic, and Satoransky. Zach LaVine in tournaments, if he can get you those 40 real life points.
Mm-hmm. Two out 4 uses tonight. Kind of high on Melton tonight. Oh wait, Poole 30-40. Got 47 versus Memphis with full lineup. Yeah, I definitely don't want to. I'm not pushing back on Jordan Poole. I'm just pushing back on I'm just presenting the game theory of just how NBA DFS in a nutshell is, right? The giant slate, can't miss value. It's a 10-game slate, and 40% of our lineups have this guy, and he drops 20, which isn't a slate breaker, probably very fadeable at the end of the day. boom, this could happen. It's just a leverage thing. Obviously, Jordan Poole has potential to drop 30-40. Just thinking out loud here. Adam says, what is the price of the TopShot do I need for a membership? So we do accept TopShot at rundfs.com for like if you wanted to try out a VIP pass and you just want a different way to pay. Like we do take PayPal, but like if you want to get in with TopShot, you can do that. Just know that TopShot has adjusted rules where you need to own a moment for 7 days. But anything that's like currently listed, like lowest listed on the market at a similar price to what we have listed for a VIP pass, just that simple. Let's move on to the next game. Phoenix Suns hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. Project 75 for the T-Wolves. Ricky Rubio crossing over with Anthony Edwards, Jake Layman, Jared Vanderbilt, Karl Anthony Towns, the Big Cat, Ernie Ladd, taking on Chris Paul, Devin Booker, McCollum Bridges, Jay Crowder, and DeAndre Ayton. It's a 232.5 total, 11-point spread in favor of the Phoenix Suns. It's a back-to-back on what happened anoche. So, actually, do I have this game already open? Why do I have 2 DK Lives? Last night, we had a final score of 123-129 Timberwolves. It's pretty easy and lazy to just chase what happened last night. I guess we don't, like, if you're running 100 lineups, yeah, maybe we do put some lineups out there focused on the success of last night. But for a team to score 123 points and 2 players to represent 83 of those points is just so nuts to me. So I think it definitely feels like there's a little bit more of an anomaly. You also kind of respect the Suns enough defensively to kind of review stuff and make some changes. Nonetheless, the volume will still be there. The usage will still be there on Cat and Edwards. So I wouldn't push back on you guys going back to the well. Definitely, we've seen Anthony Edwards be pretty volatile slate to slate in terms of shot efficiency, but the minutes are there without Malik Beasley, without D'Angelo Russell. He's the young gun, number 1 pick. Maybe even more less minutes for the veteran Rubio, just because of the the rest, whatever. So the minutes will still be there for Anthony Edwards. It's just, is he as successful, and will McCall Bridges turn it up and do what he's been touted to do, right? 40-plus fantasy points for Bridges and Chris Paul, 50 for Devin Booker. Those are probably Booker and Paul, probably the 2 I'm leaning to the most on the Suns. That's the 2 guys I was really digging yesterday. Chris Paul at 7-7, not really a priority, but I did have a hunch that Devin Booker could be a big contributor yesterday, and I think I'm there again today. But Bridges at 5-2, that's an uncomfortable click to net 40 yesterday. Had 8 assists. His season average for assists is 2.2. A little anomalic on the assist realm of things. So a lot of a couple of floating thoughts and stuff to go around. Does Jay Crowder and Devin Booker, Jay Crowder and McCall Bridges and Chris Paul say nah, F what happened last night? Let's turn it around, and Vegas puts them as 11-point favorites. Like what game script are you kind of developing in your mind when you're creating your player pool on how to attack this game, which presented the nuts last night? Raj. Okay.
Sorry, I'm just in this argument with somebody right now. So tilted.
Is it hold on? Is it an NBA argument?
Person.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Rubio versus Chris Paul. All right. I mean, so everyone's going to go back to this game: Anthony Edwards versus Cat, and then you have the Phoenix Suns. I mean, is Anthony Edwards really going to break the Slate 2 games in a row? The usage is there. The matchup is not pristine. It's like I want to click it. I got him right yesterday. I just don't want to go to him when he's like going to be super chalk at that price coming off the 60 bomb. So it's like I want to fade it. I feel like game theory wise, I want to fade it because I feel like he's going to be really chalk. But again, I just think at even if he doesn't get you 60, if he gets you 45, he's still a great play at that price. So it's just, I think closer to lock, have my ear to ownership. I'm going to be a full fade or just like double the field on him. He's one of those guys where he can easily shoot 8 for 25, 7 for 25. That's a real possibility against this Phoenix Suns team, who probably will adjust after his big game. Maybe some double teams. Maybe Bridges plays harder. I think Cat's definitely probably a little safer. I mean, he's Cat. DeAndre Ayton.
I don't think I literally don't think Cat's safer than Anthony Edwards.
Really?
I just think Anthony Edwards' minutes are so ridiculous. Cat has like there's multiple like Nasri, Jared Vanderbilt. Like there's Cat's taken a step backwards. We've seen it happen. I think Anthony Edwards is still going to lead the team in shot attempts, and he's just young and he's got some spring in him. So I don't necessarily think that I don't necessarily think that Edwards is a smash play, but safer. I don't think I'm buying that $9,400 Cat is safer than $7,100 Anthony Edwards. And I got Edwards at 37 minutes, leading the team by a mile. So I don't agree with that statement. Your rebuttal, sir.
It's one of those days. Sorry. I mean, I get it, but what are you going to do if Anthony Edwards like 50? I don't want to say 50%. It's a big swing.
I really don't know that I think the field. I don't know that I don't think the field does that. Maybe I'm under or over. I don't know, overrating the field's smarts, but I just don't think that you're putting egregious numbers on a 10-gamer Friday night, like 7K Edwards.
7K guy, yeah.
I feel like the casual thought is, oh, that's not gonna happen day 2. Like that was fake, right? Like I don't know. I'm not tier 1ing him by any stretch, if that means anything. But I'm just saying, like 7,100 for the minutes that he's gonna play, the shots that he's gonna take. I still think that he's probably safer points per dollar than Cat. All right, I'm going to move on. I feel like you're in it. So let's take a pause for the cause and put some plugs out there. We have 10 month passes we're giving away via the Russ Miller sponsorship. He bought 10 of them to give away. He's like, gun. Not only did he give away 10 a month passes or sponsor 10, my man gave out jerseys to half of Twitter. Like, shout out to Russ. Spreading the love. And Russ has continued to be on freaking fire. He got his account restricted by DraftKings. You ever win so much? Just win. like he got on today.
DraftKings did that.
I didn't either. But he posted a screenshot and it was like, your max bet is $0, and it was like, oh, well.
On their sportsbook. Yeah, no, he was playing some pretty big bets on sportsbook. I get it. Yeah. Sportsbooks all do that though.
Yeah, which I think that should be illegal. Like sportsbooks should not be able to do that. But anyway, that's a different conversation, different time. But anyway, shout out to Russ for sponsoring 10 month passes. A couple of ways we're giving those away, getting a little creative. One, anyone who's got any VIP pass since March 1st and going until the end of March, if you just get a week pass, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a month pass, either extended or given to you if your week pass has expired. Another way we're giving away is if you guys try PrizePicks. Using code GUNDACKER when you sign up every day, PrizePicks send me an email saying, hey, these are people that signed up using your code, so that you'll be entered into the mix of people to win a month pass at RunDFS.com. What is the month pass? The month pass gives you daily access to the RunDFS.com VIP spreadsheets, my projections for NBA, my baseball spreadsheets, which is coming up in 2 weeks, that I sorely want. If you guys are not into baseball, if you haven't played MLB DFS, I really want you guys to give it a shot. And I'm going to try my best to carve out some time to make a introduction to baseball, but I DFS video. But I know I need to make it. Like I need to make a series, like a series of 10-minute or less videos to keep your attention, because it's very boring, it's very mathematical, and it can be hard to understand and not English. So I'm going to do my best to carve out time, but I think editing those videos is going to be more important than actually just me going live and hitting start talking, because it can be a different language. So bear with me on that. Nonetheless, if you sign up using code GUNDACKER on PrizePicks, they're going to instantly match your deposit up to $100, $10, $20, and then you might win a month pass on top of that. And then, of course, if you get that month pass, you get access to the spreadsheets, where I do have a props tab in the NBA spreadsheet based on the fantasy projections scoring that PrizePicks uses. You guys can reference their over-under lines versus my projections. I do have their fantasy projections, the points, the rebounds, assists, and then, of course, I have projections for Yahoo, DraftKings, Fanduel as well. And yeah, so check that out. I see a lot of fun screenshots every night on Twitter. People, I think the screenshots that I've been seeing are the more responsible ones, right? The $20 to $50 bets on a 2-leg, 3-leg parlay. Not really seeing a whole lot of the 4 or 5 leggers hit, but unless they're doing the flex payout. So go check that out. I'm low-key addicted to it. I love the parlay thing. I love if you're in a state that doesn't have access to a sports book, I love kind of prop betting because I do feel like it's another way to put some money on the research that we're already doing. And then if you're just into shaking things up, like on a big slate like this, where you just have a large board of picks to choose from, it's easier to attack those picks than maybe it is to sift through 20 rosters of minute projections tonight and trying to keep your head on a swivel. So plenty of reasons to like PrizePicks tonight. Let's get back into the action here. PrizePicks. DK blocked me after taking down too much and setting the record for highest single entry score of 415. What?
I don't think they blocked for DFS.
I'm not believing that. Yeah. Sportsbook is one thing. You would not get. You would not get. Okay. Hollywood, you on one today, bro. I'm trying to let you stick around, man. You on one today, bro. But yeah, no, I see that theory a lot. I win too much, so they block me. Well, if you win at GPP, you're not winning FanDuel's money. That's when the money's fed by the people that entered, unless it was just like massive overlay. So let's get out to the main event here at Portland Trailblazers hosting the Dallas Mavericks. Projects 35 for the Mavs. Luka Doncic, Josh Richardson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Maxi Kleber, Kristaps Porzingis. Up against Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum, Derrick Jones Jr., Robert Covington, and they hate us because they hate us. Cantor, 227 total, 3.5 point spread in favor of the visiting Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic, he keeps getting lost in the sauce, right? Last couple slates, like last slate he was on I think he was on a card was Harden on that slate too. So he dropped 74. And, Harden had dropped 80, whatever. So it was, like, meaningless and at the end of it all. But Doncic is on back-to-back games with 68, 74. Absolutely a matchup I love against the Portland Trailblazers. They've been one of the bottom 3 defenses in basketball. He dropped 66 on them earlier this season in 36 minutes of work. So Luka could absolutely be an elite, high-end, upper echelon play today. Should have one of the highest floors, highest ceiling ratios. Porzingis is a nice handcuff to him. AK, we talked about the validity in the putting like Kyrie and Harden together. You can put Luka and Porzingis together. You can also put Luka versus Lillard. Run them at each other and see what happens. Lillard at 10-3, 10-9. One thing I am watching here is what happens with CJ McCollum. Because McCollum's a few games back, but this is the first time that they've had it back-to-back. So I haven't seen anything suggesting that he would sit, but I feel like there's at least a loose chance that
possibility.
Coming
out for a
yeah.
flag. Yeah.
And if like right now he got ruled out, does everyone run to Damian Lillard? So I definitely think it's a possibility that we might see some.
What's the good line in the game?
The Dallas is favored by 3.5.
That seems standard.
But like I haven't even seen rest candidate or anything like that, so it could just be speculation for nothing. Nonetheless, he's like not playing enough minutes for me to be worried about him. But if he were to be out, it would be more solidified minutes for him, and then maybe like Gary Trent, guys like that. So this should be one of the better scoring, tighter games. I think Damian Lillard last night might soured a lot of people after putting up a ridiculous number on the Pelicans the game prior. I'm right back on the Damian Lillard well. I really feel like if you put Doncic, Lillard, Harden, Jokic on the table for me, like I don't know which one I want the most of. I think
Doncic, Jokic. No,
I feel like
Jokic.
I think it's for me. I think it's Doncic.
Jokic against the Bulls. I guess yeah.
The only reason, like the main reason I'm thinking Doncic, one, the Blazers is the bottom 3 defense in basketball, and 2, that's the tightest spread of them all.
That's a fair point. I don't think the difference in them is massive. Like I think between Harden, Luka, and Jokic, I think they all score 50 50 plus. Two of them scores 60 plus. Like one scores 65, one scores like 71. You know, I don't think one of those guys is going to outscore the other by like 20 or 30, something massive. It'll be a couple points.
I don't know, man. It's been that way though. Doncic DKP by game log versus Damian Lillard. Let's go last 5. Why am I typing like last 5 games on Doncic versus Dame? Dollar making money ain't new to him. 66 in his last game. We talked about that. 51, 51, 60, 64. For me, I think the process is Doncic. He has the tightest spread. It's the Blazers. If we look at the team metrics chart, the Blazers have the second worst defense on the slate. And the Blazers are on night 2 of a back-to-back, and it's late-night hammer because that means something to me. I love having a 60-point late-night hammer. So I think Doncic is one for me, and then it's Jokic. Jokic and Harden are neck and neck for me, and then Lillard might bring up the rear just because it's a back-to-back. But it like logistically, you would think I'd want a little bit more Lillard to run at Doncic. So maybe we flip this query here. Damian Lillard, DKP by game log versus Luka Doncic last 10 games. Let's go last 5. And then what is CJ's usage looking like in the 2 games? Because if we remove him from the mix yesterday, he took 16 shot attempts in 21 minutes. So I know Gary Trent was taking 15 shot attempts, but it was in like 35 minutes, so maybe a little bit more action there for Dame. Shot 18% on 16 shot attempts. So I just in the potential case that McCollum were to just sit on this second leg of a back-to-back, maybe I should have more Dame. Dame dropped 84-70 in 2 of his last 3 games against the Mavs, and his last game was 58. So 58 running against the 66 last game. So maybe I just run Dame, and if I can do it, Dame versus Luka at each other. Bro, could you imagine?
I would like Luka and Jokic.
That could be 120 fantasy points, like just rising you. If you got yourself like a 280 lineup chilling, and you don't have Lillard or Doncic.
Oh yeah, but like on DraftKings, that's kind of hard. Yeah, both those guys.
I mean, it is. I play more on Fanduel when I can.
Fanduel.
When I'm unaffected by COVID. But yeah, no, DK is always harder to get two stud lineups, especially on a slate like today when the value's at the guard spot. So maybe if Gobert is out, you get away with like a Favors, some of those forward punts. I wish Robert Williams was a little cheaper, but he's still a viable option there. So, I don't know. I like Doncic Lillard. I think Porzingis is an interesting question, though. We're forgetting the Porzingis dropping 40-plus here. It's such a good matchup all the way around. And I think Porzingis might just fall through the cracks. 31-33 in his last 2 games, Clippers front court. But on an average game, especially against like a softer defense, there is still 40-plus fantasy point potential. Maybe he's not priced at a point where he obliterates value, but I feel like I don't want 0 Porzingis. And is there anyone else other than Damian Lillard for the Blazers for you, with or without CJ? Like, would you take some Gary Trent? Would you go to some Carmelo? Maybe Rocco gets...
Rocco's been nice to me. 2 out of the past 3 games, been okay in tournaments. Yesterday was clearly Enes Kanter day over Montrezl Harrell. Didn't get that memo. But, again, decent spot for him. But I'm probably not getting to Enes Kanter. I'll probably get to Rocco if he just kind of fits 6K power forward. You know what I mean? If he just kind of fits. But I'm not running to play him. Mm-hmm. Just Lillard, just Luka Doncic, and Porzingis.
Okay. Chat, that's it, man. Lasting questions, comments, concerns, throw them at us. In a couple minutes, I'll be in the RunDFS.com VIP voice chat. If you guys want to be part of that, go to RunDFS.com, make yourself an account, try one of these VIP passes. No matter which batch you get, you'll be eligible to extend it for a month for free if you win that drawing sponsored by Russ. We might award a couple of them. Same with the PrizePicks promotion. So don't feel like, there are 20 people might do it and I don't have a shot. I just got a Zion Williamson card, bro. I can do that. So if you guys want to hang out with us a little bit more Friday going into the weekend, go check that out. Get access to the spreadsheet. I'll be dressing up my player pools for both sites. My worksheets are accessible for you guys to check out. Compare your player pools to mine. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Just, if you're curious to see where I'm at on somebody, go there. If you want an idea for like a value, or maybe I'm on somebody you're not, and vice versa. There, and then we can discuss it in the voice chat, man. I appreciate you guys as always. What's tomorrow's schedule looking like? Little weekend. It's in March Madness in full effect, right? It's one of my lower viewed streams of the week. I think everyone's watching the college games, gambling on that. I don't blame you. Tomorrow we got a 5-game slate, really a 4-game main slate. So maybe we don't stream tomorrow. Maybe not. And then Sunday's like an all day thing. Decisions. Sunday could be a 6-game main slate. Would you guys rather want a Sunday stream or a Saturday stream? We got Mavericks, Blazers again on Sunday. Bulls at the Pistons. Wizards at the Nets. I think Sunday's slate looks more enticing than tomorrow's slate, which could be Warriors, Grizzlies again. The Kings at the Sixers. Spurs, Bucks, Yuck, Hornets, Clippers. Yeah, so Sunday slate looks a little bit more appealing, and I feel like there's less DFS media content on Sunday, so maybe it'd be an opportunity to get some new eyes on the prize as well. So I don't know. If you guys think Sunday might be a better idea, we take tomorrow off from a stream, and I'll come back at you on Sunday. Thoughts? I'll keep you updated on Twitter, or tweet me your thoughts here. But nonetheless, we also have some NASCAR on Sunday. I think Smeezy will hook us up with some of that fire. And yeah, it should be a fun weekend. I don't know if there's any golf, but I'm sure we'll wake up Monday and Russell Miller's or always be placing. He was sweating another milli this weekend. There's going to be sweats in the Discord to enjoy, live vicariously, right? What you guys got in chat? Solid picks is on Fanduel. Luka, Jokic, Dame, Jokic. Is that fine for 3 entry? You mean 3 lineups with those 3? Yeah. If those are your 3 guys to core around, yeah, go for it. I like that approach too. I do that in baseball a lot. Solid. If I have like 3 pitchers I like, I'll run on FanDuel, or excuse me, on DraftKings. I'll do the 2 of each 3 in each lineup and run it and see what happens. I need to like the video to win. You gotta do it. If you don't like the video, you don't win. Anyway, I'll see you in voice in a couple minutes. Raj, chat. I appreciate you guys making part of my day, be part of your day as always. I hope you guys crush it tonight. I hope you guys, if we don't do a stream tomorrow, I hope you guys crush it tomorrow. I will still be playing tomorrow, so if you're on Twitter, interact with me. And maybe tomorrow will be a good chance for me to get some of that MLB stuff in, because I really want to make you guys MLB players, because I love it. Anyway, I'll see you guys one of the next 2 days. If you're not in the voice chat, otherwise I'll see you in the voice chat. We'll chop it up, maybe get some lunch. Hope you guys have a great weekend, a safe one. Good luck, God bless, and go win some money.